Okay, here we are. The Artist Way Week 7. I'm gonna be honest, this was more like a 2 week than 1 week, but it is what it is, okay? Okay, how many days did I do my morning pages? Have you allowed yourself to daydream? Are you coddling your artist child with childhood loves? Wow, I like these questions. It's been a while since I've... Anyways, I did do my morning pages, I think. The ones for today, I did like 3 minutes ago. So technically they're not morning pages, but whatever. I'm gonna do this how it suits me. So evening pages, I guess it still counts. So technically, yes, I did all my morning pages. Have you allowed yourself to daydream a few creative risks? I have. I've allowed myself to do more than daydream. I've been dipping my toes into actually, again, creating the things that I see in my head and actually seeing what it would take to do them. For instance, I recently re-downloaded TikTok, not to doom scroll, but to make TikToks. Because I have this very intuitive side in terms of like spirituality and stuff, and I kept feeling like I was getting all of these intuitive messages and I didn't really have a source to share them with, and it just seemed like a good platform to share the kind of messages that I was getting. So I made a TikTok video. And I liked how it came out. I actually really liked how it came out. Are you coddling your artist child with childhood loves? Wow. Huh. Again, I read this chapter again like 2 weeks ago. Or, yeah, 2 weeks ago. So, I don't exactly remember with the greatest detail what it went over. As songwriters, we try to repeat a formula hit. In this way, artists who do not appear blocked to the outside eye experience themselves blocked internally, unable to take the risk of moving into new and more satisfying artistic territory. Once we are willing to accept that anything worth doing might even be worth doing badly, our options widen. If I didn't have to do it perfectly, I would try ... Wow. I feel like that was a perfect passage to open up to. I know I haven't answered the question, but again, we're just gonna talk like friends or whatever. I am a songwriter, so for me to have flipped right to that page, that is something that I've discovered this week. I'm sure she's gonna ask about synchronicity or whatever. I'm gonna talk about this anyway. I recently made a friend, and I'm not used to having friends. Or I feel making them this easily, and maybe that's just like a belief that's not completely true, you know, that I've just been repeating so it feels true. But anyways, I made a friend. We had a pretty extensive conversation, and essentially they made me realize that this idea of perfection has been getting in my way this whole time. Me feeling as though my lack of polish in my music makes it not worth sharing. It inhibits me from sharing it. Slightly. Because again, I've been doing a lot of work with that, and I do have plenty of proof of songs that I've released, videos that I've released on my other channel that are far from perfect, but are good enough, you know? They were the best I could do, I guess, and I'm sure some will consider it bad, but most importantly, I just value that it's a stepping stone along the way. there's like one in particular that I may look back at and like cringe a little, but it is what it is. But yeah, if I didn't have to worry about doing it perfectly, I would just fucking make the album. I would just make the album. I would just make the fucking album. And that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not gonna keep hounding myself to get it perfect or as perfect as I can. It's just hindering me at this point, and I've known that it's been hindering me for a while. And I guess I thought that, you know, like this is what I had to do. Like I have to work it until it's perfect, because how else are you gonna be a great artist, right? But I'm not. Again, I've never been after the external metrics of what makes great art. You know, what people... I'm just not interested in that in the first place. And I feel like maybe I'm still developing my skills to a level where it's even satisfactory to, like, me. But at this point, I think I'm just nitpicking it, and I'm just being too stickler about it to where it's just clogging me up. It's clogging my systems. And I want to get it out. I want to get it out, and I want to move on so that I can create other things. I want the world to have these songs already, man, you know? And I know with so much of my being that, like, this is the time. Yeah, I don't feel any apprehension about it. If anything, it feels more empowering to just let it be what it is. It's not that I won't try, you know, to do it well, but yeah, I mean, man, it is what it is. And I'm sure that the artists that I've loved and the songs that I love from them, when they listen to it, they have a completely different perspective. But when I hear it, it's pure perfection. It's pure perfection. I'm realizing that my ear, in terms of like when I listen to music, not just my own, is changing as well. I'm noticing a lot more. I'm noticing a lot more, you know? I'm noticing how the voice that I've heard as perfection for so long has still had its dips and cracks and, you know, sharps and flats. And it's still perfect. It doesn't take away from it at all. So what would make my music any different, essentially? What would make your music any different from that? You know, it's always going to be different from the perspective of the person making it. And again, right now I'm just at the point where I just want to get it out. I just want to get it out. I want it to be out into the world. I want you to hear what I have to say, or it's really what wants to come through me. And that's also the thing. I'm fucking clogged with all these these intuitive messages and songs that I haven't shared, that it's blocking the space for more messages to come, more music to come. Okay, did you do your artist date this week? Did you use it to take any risks? What did you do? How did it feel? Well, so I'm gonna say yes and no. So I've had this idea for my artist date, right? I have these magic beads that I got from a place called World of Mirth. And I wanted my initial artist date to be planting these beans because they symbolize a goal or a wish, and represents a goal or a wish. Plant it in soil, water, and watch your dream grow. And I just felt like I just felt like this was a perfect time. It's the perfect time. However, you know, finding time to like run to the store and get the soil and the pot and having the funds to do so, etc., etc. Clearly I've gotten it, but obviously they're not planted yet. So I figured I could do that with you. And technically, we're not supposed to do our artist date with anybody, but in a sense, I am here alone. For now. So, I think it still counts. And again, I'm gonna do this how I want to do it. So this is what I'm gonna do. I did make cookies this morning. And I don't know, I got a ping in my mind. Something inside me was like, I want some fresh baked cookies. And I think that was also my little inner child. And I made cookies. And I've only eaten 2 cookies today. They were good. I've been experimenting with different cookie recipes because I want a specific kind of cookie. And for some reason, it's just not coming out. It's not coming out. It's not the flavor. I just want it to be, flat. But my cookies keep coming out like that. But it's okay. So I consider that my artist date. Part of it, at least. And this will be part 2. So I did get a little pot. I actually got 2 pots. But this one called out to me. It feels magical. It just feels like the perfect pot for these magic beans. When I look at it, it just makes me feel magical. It makes me feel like I have magic in my palms. So, yeah, that. Did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? That particular friend. So, it's a coworker, right? And they're super cool. And we had a moment where I came to work and I had a 4-leaf clover that I found that I was going to give to them because they had shared that they had just been having a tough time in life, and I figured they could use some good luck. So I gave them one of my 4-leaf clovers that I found. And the same day, they had something for me too, which was synchronistic, I would say. And we had a really cool conversation about perfectionism and getting out of that hole, and I feel like that conversation with them gave me life in a sense. It really did. It's been a while since I feel like I've had friends, actual friends that I feel like I vibe with, and more I feel like I'm noticing how connections are opening up for me in my life. This one just feels significant. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. I feel like I've already sort of talked about that. My conversation with this person and just confronting this perfectionism. So there was one day, right, where I was recording a song, and again, I was just trying to give it my all, essentially, I come across a lot of information that tells you that you have to be disciplined and things of that nature, of course, if you want your dreams to come true in life and things of that nature. And I do believe that there is some truth to that. And I know that that is a weaker point for me in terms of consistency and showing up every day. But recently I feel like I've been doing a lot better with that. But it was almost getting to a point where it was destructive, and I wasn't really listening to myself and listening to what my body, my mind needed, because I was trying to check the boxes for today. And honestly, I've just come to the place where I'm not taking anybody else's advice, man. I'm not going to take anybody else's advice. I'm going to live life by my rules, and I'm going to bear the consequences of that, whatever they are, I don't want to filter through all the fucking people on YouTube or whatever who are telling me this is the only way to do it, this is how all the other great artists have done it. Wonderful. And there have been many great artists who've done everything that the great artists before them didn't do, and they managed to break through to something new, something that, again, nobody else was willing to risk because it wasn't safe. I don't know if I'm at that stage where I'm on the brink of something monumental or, extraordinary yet. But I'm just tired of going back and forth within myself about how I'm supposed to move in my life. The people I admire move to their own beat. They know how their internal clock ticks and they go with that timing. They're not following anybody else's rules. So and that's just not, that's the person I want to be, essentially. That's the person I want to be. And only I can keep myself from that. Well, those are all the questions. So I suppose I can start planting our magic beans. Yeah. And I don't think it was, coincidental that I said our. I will plant one bean for me and one bean for you. And these will be our beans. And for whoever comes across this whenever and whatever your dreams are, we can watch it grow together. We can nurture them together. And I think that's really what I want out of whatever community I am building, etc., etc. I don't see myself as above anybody. Not really. I just want to be a part of something. I don't want to just be on my own anymore. And I know that I've never really been alone in terms of everybody's connected and all of that. I do believe that, and it doesn't always feel like that, but it is the truth, Nothing can change that truth. We all come from the same source, and yet we are completely our own universes, and I think that is so infinitely beautiful. And I know there are other people who see the world like that too, see the world like me, maybe not exactly the same, and of course not exactly the same, that would be so boring. It's not really boring, but it's just so interesting. It's interesting. All the different variants and perspectives that can and do exist. And I love that. I love that about humanity. I love that about life. I love that about me. So I'm gonna plant these beans. For me, for you, for the future of our world, for the future of our civilization, our universe. I wish for heaven on earth, for everybody, for all beings, for all life forms. May my dreams come true. And it's not may they will. I know they will. There's a little tiny thing in the back of my head saying it out loud, feels a little ooh, you sure? A part of me is scared that it's all up to me to make it happen. But I know that's not true. But I know I have to do the thing, I can't just not do anything and have it happen. So I'm just gonna do the thing. And I'm gonna stop hindering myself from moving forward. I'm already doing it. You're already doing it, hopefully. If you're not, get to it, I guess. And I know it's not easy. May my dreams grow as these sprout and blossom. I've already placed my intentions. As I grow and tend to these seeds, I grow and tend to my dreams simultaneously. Not just through these seeds, but in my life, And I'm curious to see how life mirrors these seeds as we watch them grow and flourish. I look forward to seeing what these become. And I mean, there's nothing on here that, indicates what this will look like, whether it's gonna be a flower or something. I don't know, man. I feel my inner child's presence, my magic. Make a wish. A little bit of fairy dust for good measure. Well, our magic beans are planted with a little sprinkle of fairy dust for good measure. It makes me smile seeing the sparkles on top. It really does feel like magic, and I believe in the power of our intentions, and I do believe in magic. I do, and that's not something that I will ever let go of. I'm excited to see where this journey leads, not just with the artist way, but just my life. I believe that things will work out for me. And I know things will work out some way, somehow, perfectly, in perfect timing, because that is the intention that I'm setting. For now, I will, to the best of my ability, continue to do my part. Make the damn music. Put it out there already. There's nothing stopping me. There's literally nothing in my way. And I hope that it is my intention that every day that I see this, I see our little magic beans, it's just a reminder that the life I desire is growing, that my dreams are growing, my wishes are coming true, even if right now they're just beneath the soil. I look forward to seeing what this becomes. What all of this becomes. These seeds, I don't know how they're gonna look, and I think that's the magic in this in itself. I don't know how this is gonna pan out in terms of exactly how it's gonna look, exactly how my life is gonna unfold, exactly how these magic beans are gonna sprout, what they'll sprout into, if they'll have flowers or not, if they'll fucking grow fruit. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm here for the ride and I trust the journey, and I don't need to know exactly where it's going. I don't need to know exactly what it looks like for it to all be valuable, for it to all be worth it. It's worth it to me right now, just for this feeling of feeling the magic, feeling the wonder, the possibilities, everything it can become, the wonder. I don't need it to look exactly how I envisioned. And honestly, for these beans, there's no specific vision of what I would like them to look like. I just want them to grow. exactly how they're meant to. I know they'll be beautiful regardless. And I'm glad I get to have this special little journey with them. So that wraps up week 7. My recording device is going to die soon, so I will need to wrap it up here. I hope you made your wish, because it will come true. Trust me, I have magical fingers. Make a wish. Do it. Please. Alrighty. Thank you for coming along on this little journey with me if you made it this far, and I hope to see you next week. Until then.